So a few weeks ago, I installed everything on the roof of this trailer. But watching that video back, I realized I skipped over some of the most important basics. So I've got one more fan to install, and this time I'm gonna slow it down just enough so that I can show you exactly how to cut a hole in a brand new trailer and make sure it doesn't leak. Hey, welcome back. My name's Zach and this is CargoCamperDIY. So you're probably thinking, you know, Zach, didn't we cover this already? We already talked about the roof. It's true. We installed an air conditioner up there. We installed some solar panels. We installed an awning, another fan in the bathroom. But watching that video back and listening to some of your comments, I realized that I went through it much too fast. And I really want this series to be good for if you're a beginner, building your first trailer, or experienced. So what I'm gonna do is I've got one more fan to install, and we're gonna slow this down a little bit, and we're gonna discuss measuring, getting in the right location, making the framing, sealing it up. So rather than just throwing this fan in, let's go through this process properly. So the first thing isn't just cutting a hole. Rather, we need to figure out where this thing's going. Like I mentioned in my roof video, if we cut this in the wrong place, it's a lot of extra work, just 1 inch or 2 inches either way. But if we get it in the right place, it's gonna go together really nicely. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna measure off a known location. So I've got my fan back here. I can see where that one is. So I could see the screws coming through the center there. And then I'll measure to the front of this fan. And I can feel right there. So here's a roof joist and here's a roof joist. So we want our fan just between those two roof joists. These screws will screw right into it. They're about 16 inches apart. Let's go measure down below. Okay, so I've got my fan up there, the bathroom fan. I'll just measure from that back 32, perfect. So this roof brace just passed the solar panel. The solar panel probably ends over here. So that works great. So this is the cavity then that we're going for. Now I measured the fan screw holes, almost 15 and a half. So that's pretty tight. I got to get that fan perfectly within that opening. Otherwise it could miss the roof braces. Now we'd want to get it centered because I just want it all lined up with my air conditioner. So let's measure it out now. The inside of the fan is 14 inches and the opening here is 15. So we're gonna have ½ an inch on either side. So that's good. That'll be perfect. Then I can spray foam that gap. Let's mark out where we want the opening cut now. Okay, you're probably not gonna be able to see the marks here, but what I did is I've got the center of the trailer. That's 44 inches. I compared it against my air conditioning. It's bang on in the center of my air conditioning, so that's the center. And then I know my fan opening is around 14 and a quarter wide. So then I took, and from that center line, I measured that way, 7 and an 8, and that way, 7 and an 8. So I've got my marks this way cut, and then I've just come in, because this opening here is 15 inches. So I've come in 3/8 and 3/8. It'll help center my fan so that when I'm putting through my self-tapping screws into these roof braces, it's gonna hit the center of the roof brace. If I cut this hole too big, the fan can move around, especially when you're up top. It's very difficult to see, you know, whether it's one way or the other. And then I'll end up missing these roof braces, and I don't wanna do that. So now's the time to really make sure that your hole is bang on. I'll often measure this 2 times down below. I'll go up top and measure it again. And then honestly, as I'm about to cut, I'll come and measure it again. I know I will. Because if this hole is just 2 inches this way or that way, it just adds so much more work. Whereas just if we're really careful with our measurements and making sure the opening is nice and tight on that fan too, it just will eliminate so many of our headaches. So let's go do that right now. I'm not gonna bore you with that. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna go cut the plywood bracing that's gonna go in here. I've got the same bracing that I'm using for the windows, 3/4 inch plywood, and it'll produce a nice backing to squish the tin in between. And I'm gonna use that plywood to draw my lines. So to do this, to cut it out, I don't like to use the jigsaw. I find the jigsaw moving up and down, it ends up stretching the tin, the aluminum especially. I just like to cut it out with an angle grinder. So to do that, I'm gonna mark the same box basically on the roof. To get that right, I'm gonna use an 1/8 inch and I'm just gonna drill the corners just a little bit in, and then I'll use a 1/4 inch drill bit and go up and just widen that hole. I'll lay my straight line on those holes and I'll draw my line and it'll be bang on. You see that? That hole is just on that line, and then the same this way. And so that'll enable me now, I'll do the same in every corner, and then I'll just connect the dots. Okay, let's test fit it now. Oops, wires. That is snug. Probably not a 1/16 of an inch. Perfect. You can see that's gonna go right into that roof brace, right into that roof brace. Let's get this sealed up. Okay, let's talk about one of the most important steps, and that's what kind of sealer we'll use between our fan and our roof. And honestly, I just like to use butyl tape. This is the brand I normally buy, this Fasten. It's just off of Amazon. I've gone through tons of rolls of that stuff, resealing different trailers. What the benefit is with butyl tape, it remains flexible at all times. This material here, this plastic, is gonna expand at a different rate than our aluminum roof. So the aluminum's moving, the plastic's moving, and unless we have a joint that is flexible, it will leak. I'm gonna run a layer of butyl tape. It's gonna stick out just a little bit. And then after, once it's squished down, we're gonna trim it. And then I'm gonna use 3M 4000. And I'm gonna run a bead of 3M 4000 all the way around. And then on top of each screw hole, just seal it up well. The 3M 4000 is a really good sealant also. They use it in marine applications to install maybe lights on the side of the hull of boats. It's great, waterproof. Don't use the 5200 on this in this scenario because you'll never get it off. And again, even that, you wouldn't want to put the 4000, 3M 4000 down here. When these things break, which they all do, to try and remove this fan, it'll ruin your roof. It'll stretch the metal. But with butyl tape, it's beautiful. Just pop it up, put down a new seal, and away you go. Okay, so let's get this ready to go in the roof. I'm just going to use the black butyl tape. Honestly, it doesn't make any difference. It's the same stuff, just different color. A few tips with butyl tape. If you're applying it when it's really cold out, warm it up first. So stick it in the sun on a heat register. Make sure that it's warm first before putting it on. Otherwise, it won't compress the way it's supposed to. If it's too hot, throw it in the freezer. It's kind of a little bit of funny stuff. But you can see there, it's got a nice strip, 3/4 inch. I think it's 1/8 inch. So we're just going to run it, and I can see through the tape. I can see the black underneath, and I'm just going to run it right to the outside of the fan housing. So it's sticking out of the fan housing just a little bit there. Just squish it down a little bit. So I'm just going to cut it off even with the end of this fan. So then we just peel up the corner, peel it up like that, and then same over here, we'll just peel it up. And then this layer, we're going to overlap it just like a 1/16 of an inch. That's going to make sure that that joint is completely sealed. Okay. Cut off this side. Back over here, same thing, 1/16 of an inch. You see the corners there? It's kind of all molded into one. And you can see it's sticking out just a little bit at the bottom. We'll trim it back once it squeezes out. Okay, let's go up top now and just clean the opening with acetone. This will just take off like tree sap, anything that's on the roof here. It will make this not stick. I'm going to clean it fairly wide too, because this is where I'm going to put that 3M 4000 on, just to make sure it's all sealed up. Yeah, that's looking good. Make sure our hinge is on the right direction. Just like that. So along here, we're going to put our self-tapping screws, and in here, just a wood screw to go into that backer. Okay, we're going to glue our bracing in with this 3M 5200. Glue it and then put that board right in there. Now I'm going to use some of this Fast Cure 4000, 3M 4000. I'm going to put a nice bead just all the way around here. So there we go, there's the final product. And that's not going to leak at all. Just a few points here. Since it is wood, I put it nice and tight close here. But since this is metal, I'm gonna leave a little bit of gap. In here, I'm gonna run spray foam. It'll stop that thermal bridging. Remember we're talking about thermal bridging all the time? So if this metal is touching this plastic, just on this side of the plastic, you will get condensation. And between these two, most likely you'll start to get mold. Here we got some of this sheath 14-2. And what I like about this is it's flat. So this can go nice and tight up to the ceiling and we can lay our insulation around it. Man, that thing's quiet. That's kind of why I picked this fan. My old one, it was a Max Air. It was expensive and I was very disappointed with it. It squeaked, the brushes squeaked, the fan was noisy. This fan here, it's a low noise fan, and then it's also a brushless motor. You can also do power or manual to operate it. That worked great, but that's not really the test that I'm worried about. I mean, I just cut another hole in my roof. Now this is the test that I'm worried about. Not a drop. Okay, now that I'm done cutting holes in my roof, I think I can move on to something that I've been planning for a while. Let me show you. So what are we working on next week? Well, I want to put all of this, my bikes, my big propane, 30-pound propane tanks, my generator box, on my tongue. But I want to do it without destroying my tongue weight.